Hi all! Here is something that you may don't know about plant breeding. Every day we see a lot of fruits and vegetables which are well known for us. We all sure how does apple or banana looks like. Otherwise, in fact, we even didn't realize how much these fruits are different from their wild relatives or ancestors. Most of them are a result of very long artificial selection. History of traditional plant breeding accounts more than 10,000 years. As an example, every one of us have seen corn. It has a very big ear which is fully stuffed with seeds. It is hard to imagine that it was created from this plant. This plant is called teosinte, and it is believed to be an ancestor of domesticated corn which we see now. And now, just try to imagine what a huge amount of efforts people put into breeding of this plant to make it look like modern corn. And scientists aren't going to stop. These are mutant lines of corn which have much bigger or even doubled ear. Some scientists believe that such mutant corn could solve problem of starvation. Another exciting example of plant breeding is watermelon. We all know this fruit which is juicy and sweet and could serve as a delicious refreshment during hot summer. But as you already maybe guessed, it wasn't looking like that always. The first tries of cultivation of watermelon was made in ancient Egypt approximately more than 5,000 years ago. At that time, watermelons were very tiny and had a bitter taste. By the 17th century, watermelons became almost as big as now. Some historical chronics from 16th century reported that Tatarians, who was native people of Ukrainian southern steppe, cultivated watermelons. The main reason to do that was a high juiciness of this fruit, so watermelon was a good source of water during long journey in a hot summer. Interesting breeding story is associated with cabbage. Do you like Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, cauliflower, kohlrabi or broccoli? There is no matter yes or no, but maybe you would wonder to know that all of these kinds of cabbage came from one species. This is a good example how plant breeding can make fascinating things. For example, broccoli and cauliflower is enormously enlarged flower buds of wild master plant called Brassica oleracea, while Brussels sprouts, cabbage and kale are hypertrophied different leaves of this plant. And the kohlrabi is the same cabbage but with the enormously increased stem. Actually, all these kinds of cabbage are not very genetically diverse, so they all belong to the same species. In the same way, plant breeding helped us to obtain modern wheat, barley, apples, plums, apricots, and so on. And now, modern plant breeding is using different technologies associated with genetic engineering. So now, just imagine how we can transform our common fruits in the future. And that's it. Thanks everyone for your attention.